What's up, guys? It is Shane Scott back again with another video. In this one, I will be giving my review of Solo, a Star Wars story. I just watched it a few days ago. I'm ready to talk about it with you guys. If you have not seen the movie, make sure you go do that because I will be giving away a few spoilers in this video. I don't want to ruin any of that for you guys, so make sure you do that. If you've already seen it, I'm ready to talk about it. Let's get right into it. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys thought of Solo. Give the video a like if you enjoy and subscribe if you are new. To begin, I'm going to start with what I enjoyed about the movie. The action sequences, for one, are fantastic. They're super fun, they're intense, a lot of great characters, fighting it out. It's super cool to watch. And even better is that once the action picks up, it doesn't really stop until the end of the movie. There's not a whole lot of like dull pauses where it's boring and slow, things like that. The action picks up and then it's like that for the rest of the movie, and that was awesome. So very fun, very intense action. The action scenes just great overall. The other thing, a lot of really fun new characters, which I was a little worried about after Rogue One. Like a lot of the characters weren't that interesting. A lot of the new characters they introduced, but the characters they introduced in this movie were a lot of fun. Some of the ones that come to mind, L337, the droid. She was very funny. I was so surprised that I liked that droid so much. She was awesome. She didn't get a lot of time, but the time she took, she stole the scene she was in. Um, as well, Emilia Clarke's Kira was also a very great character. And before watching this movie, I was kind of expecting her to just be like a damsel in distress almost, but she is so much more than that. There's so much complexity to her character. Just seeing her arc from the beginning of the movie to the end, and seeing her arc with Han as well, super interesting. And I really did like Kira a lot. Woody Harrelson as Tobias Beckett. Woody Harrelson, he's always reliable. He was great in this movie. Tobias Beckett, also a very cool new character. Um, Probably my favorite of the new characters. I really enjoyed him, and I liked his like kind of relationship with Han and how it grew throughout the movie. But yeah, overall, new characters in this movie were fantastic. They made the experience so much better, and I like pretty much all the main new characters that they introduced. Another thing, Alden Ehrenreich was surprisingly great as Han. Obviously he's no Harrison Ford, and no one will ever go above Harrison Ford as Han Solo, but Alden was very great in his own ways. He brought new life to the character of Han, and he probably filled the shoes as much as anyone could have. And I was very surprised about that and very happy with him. He had the charisma that he needed to be Han Solo, and it worked perfectly. He was great in the film. So shout out to you, Alden. You did fantastic, big dog. Another one, Donald Glover, stole the show as Lando. Freaking fantastic. The only problem with Lando is that we didn't get enough of him. I feel like I really just wanted more by the end. He didn't have a whole lot of screen time. That just he was so good that I wanted him to be on screen, almost all the time. But I'm really hoping they go through with that Lando Solo film because Donald Glover as Lando was fantastic, and I want more of that. So. Another character, Paul Bettany as Dryden Voss, fantastic villain, super interesting, and he just played the character so well. I'm a huge fan of Paul Bettany. He's the Vision, so of course I am. But I thought he was great as Dryden Voss. Dryden Voss was a very cool villain, and I enjoyed him a lot. Now going specific scenes where Chewie and Han first meet, that was a very cool scene. I enjoyed that a lot. Kind of seeing their introduction to each other, and it's just kind of something you've always wondered, I guess, how they met, and it's kind of cool to finally get an image of what that is, and I feel like they did it very well with that. So that was a cool scene. Chewbacca, he's Chewbacca. He's great as usual. And the cameo at the end of the movie, I'm not gonna spoil it just in case anyone who hasn't seen the movie is still watching this video. But the cameo at the end was very cool. It adds a timeline to where Solo fits in the Star Wars universe. So that was very cool. I enjoyed that cameo. And that's pretty much what I enjoyed for the good. Pretty much all of it. I enjoyed a lot of the acting performances and just the action in total. It was a very fun movie. But going to a few of my problems with the movie, the beginning of the movie was pretty slow. It took a while to kick off, but once it finally did, like I said, it doesn't really stop. So you get through the beginning, and after that, you're fine. It's fun. It's actiony. It's intense. Things like that. Just the beginning was a little slow to start with. Another thing, especially in the beginning, the movie was just dark. Like it just looked like they took the brightness and turned it all the way down. At times, I'm struggling to see who's on screen, what's going on screen, and it wasn't a whole problem later on, but the beginning of the movie just kind of I sat there and I was like, I can't tell what I'm looking at here. But it wasn't, it's just mainly towards the beginning. After that, it was fine. Another thing, like I brought up earlier, I just wanted more Lando in the movie. So hopefully they make that Lando Solo film and then all will be forgiven. Another thing, the movie was very predictable and cliche. You know, it wasn't this like huge new thing for Star Wars. It was kind of just a basic adventure Star Wars movie, and it was fun. It was very fun, but you know, it was predictable and cliche at times. But it wasn't, you know, so bad that it ruined the movie, anything like that. The movie was still great. Going with that, sometimes the dialogue was a bit cheesy, and the comedy was very, very cheesy and cringy. I don't feel like most of the comedy in the movie landed. Maybe a few of it, but a little bit of it. But for the most part, I feel like a lot of it just kind of missed. But I mean, it wasn't so bad that it ruined the entire experience. Just, you know, at times it's kind of just like, it just came off as bad. But other than that, I don't really have many complaints about the movie. Overall, don't go into this movie expecting it to, you know, change the Star Wars universe as a whole. Go in expecting a fun adventure movie with Han and Chewie, with a bunch of fun new characters, and you will love this movie because at the surface it's an adventure movie, and it's a fun adventure movie. It's very fun. I was very surprised by how much I enjoyed this movie, especially because, you know, everyone was so worried with all the directing issues that were going on during filming, all that. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed this movie. I completely recommend it. If you have not seen it, go out and see it. It is very fun. You will be entertained. I can guarantee that. I put it a 3.5 stars out of 5. So do with that what you will. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead, give it a like. Let me know down below what you guys thought of Star Wars or Solo: A Star Wars Story. Go see it if you have not. And that is going to be all. Thank you.